Princess Khutulun, the warrior princess of the Mongol Empire, was a terrifying force to reckon with. Princess Khutulun. Standing tall and fierce, she was not your typical princess, who spent her days arranging flowers or hosting grand banquets. No, Khutulun was too busy tossing men to the ground and winning wrestling matches. Legend has it that Khutulun was so skilled in combat, she could wrestle any man to the ground. And she did, often. She declared that any suitor who wished to marry her had to defeat her in a wrestling match. You'd think men would take a hint, but no. They lined up in droves, only to be slammed into the dust. In fact, Khutulun remained undefeated, and by the time she decided to stop keeping count, she had won about 10,000 horses from humiliated men who thought they could best her. Princess Khutulun's wrestling skills were so feared that even her brothers sought her advice on battle tactics. You know you're terrifying when your war-hardened brothers ask you for pointers on how to beat the enemy. Even the great Kublai Khan, her cousin, thought she was a beast on the battlefield. He offered her the highest military command position, but Khutulun wasn't too interested in titles. She preferred horses and headlocks. When Khutulun rode into battle, her enemies weren't just scared, they were petrified. She was known to charge into enemy lines, snatching up opponents as if they were mere sacks of grain, carrying them off like trophies. And she didn't just ride into battle, she dominated the battlefield. Legend has it that she could gallop through enemy lines, grab a soldier, and ride off with him flailing helplessly in the air. But don't think she was all brute strength. Khutulun was incredibly sharp and tactical, often outwitting her opponents before they even had a chance to lay eyes on her. She knew the Mongol terrain so well that she could predict enemy movements like she was reading a map. Oh, and let's not forget the whole marriage thing. After years of pulverizing potential husbands, Khutulun eventually did settle down. But not because anyone defeated her in a match. She married a man of her choice, probably because, by then, no one was crazy enough to challenge her. People whispered that Khutulun's strength came from supernatural forces, possibly divine intervention. Some even thought she was the reincarnation of some war god. But who needs divine powers when you can wrestle like an Olympic champion and command armies like a Mongol general? Her reputation was so intimidating that some historians speculated Marco Polo might have exaggerated his stories of her, just to make her seem a little less frightening. If you have to downplay your descriptions of someone just so people don't wet their pants, you know they're the real deal. Khutulun's legacy endures as a symbol of strength, bravery, and the ultimate, don't mess with me attitude. Whether riding into battle or tossing men like hay bales, Khutulun was a force of nature, one that no man, beast, or army could tame.